My persuasive speech. Social media has a large impact on young children. It's getting a hold of them at a young age, causing them to suffer from mental health issues. Did you know that roughly half of teens, 48%, say these sites have mostly negative effects on people their age? Says Pew Research Center in paragraph 3. This explains that social media may have a fun and easy for children to sit and scroll on. Still, it has a larger impact on what it does than how it has a larger negative impact than it does a positive impact for these children. Mental health is something that many people around us suffer with. Many people you don't think they would, but when it does affect the younger generation, and it's not noticed until it's too late for the child. I've lost peers and family friends due to their suffering, and it needs to get under control, and we need to help prevent and stop this problem now. This topic is so relevant because it's been a growing problem, with further depression and suicidally having increased as the number of people on social media and the number of social media platforms have increased, says Johns Hopkins in Medicine in paragraph 14. Many don't realize that the increase of social media and the amount that it is affecting children and teens these days. According to Mayo Clinic, mental health describes the overall well-being and how you think, manage feelings, and behave. And mental illness, also called a mental health disorder, involves patterns or changes in thinking, feeling, or behaving that causes distress or interfere with functioning, Mayo Clinic says in paragraph 2. The use of social media among children and teens needs to be significantly reduced because it's contributing to the rise in mental health problems with these children. First, we'll discuss how social media can all over affect children and their mental health every day. Second, we'll discuss social media and why it affects children. Third, we'll discuss the alternatives for social media so we can help prevent children from suffering. Finally, we will discuss the opposing side and why many think that social media is not bad for children. The effect of prolonged social media use and the excessive screen time on social children's mental health are becoming more evident. Research suggests that high school media urges it's associated with anxiety, depression, and poor self-esteem. Children particularly are vulnerable to pressure of compassion, the desire for validation, and the effects of online bullying. Children scrolling on social media doesn't seem all too bad until you understand what social media truly does to a child. It increases the risk of ability and leads to decreased physical activity. Issues that pediatricians are increasingly addressing in their practices. The way social media can affect children and teens is the way they view themselves, the way they see the false reality in what they're seeing on social media, the online bullying. Social media has many things that it may affect. It can affect any child in many different ways, the way they view themselves, like said before. The advisory indicates that the frequent social media use could be associated with changes in parts of the brain related to emotions and learning. Additionally, it can affect impulse control, social behavior, emotional regulation, sensitivity to social punishments and rewards. Johns Hopkins says, as it's stated in the Johns Hopkins article in paragraph 7. The best way to put kids' screens down is giving them something else to do. When you can plan a time and activity with your child, as well as the activities they can do on their own with limited or no supervision. Anything that buys time to get your own work done and them staying off of the social media. Columbia University Medical Center. Social media does not always have to be the go-to for children to be quiet and just have something to do. We can do something with the children to prevent it. The counterclaim. The opposing side. In some ways, social media can prevent mental health. For instance, it provides access to information that might be unavailable somewhere else, as well as a safe place for many children to express their feelings. Many teens find this community that helps them with their difficult problems, breaking through barriers that would normally exist, such as distance or shyness, is approaching mothers, John Hopkins says. Social media does have its positives. It can also have its negatives when it affects children. The positives can help with information. If children were given a different activities that's not social media, it can help them and prevent them from suffering the mental health issues that are becoming an arising problem for children. Today we discussed that mental health can affect children very much. It also has different effects and alternatives to social media. We can help them find other things to do. If you have kids or if you're at home, think before you give them your phone or the iPad again. And how can you help prevent things and help protect your child? So next time, think before a child is given social media or technology overall. Thank you for your time and listening about children and mental health problems with social media and how it can affect them.